Pew Pew CNC, and today I want to talk about the Vortex Defender CCW and how all RMSc footprint optics are not created equal. So the Vortex Defender CCW uses the RMSc footprint, which is the two mounting holes, and then they have spots for four recoil lugs. That's your typical RMSc footprint. This optic is an RMSc footprint. And then you have the Holosun K. Holosun decided to be different, and they do not give you the two back recoil lugs. And you can see the holes for the two front recoil lugs are not cut as deep as the RMSc footprint. So if you have a slide from the factory that is made for the RMSc footprint, which most of the smaller pistols, this is what they're cut for. Sometimes they'll have all four recoil lugs. So if you buy a Holosun, it will not fit. So myself and other places, you can send your slide off and we will modify it, mill off the back recoil lugs on the slide, maybe even mill down the height of the front too to get your Holosun K optic to fit on there. So the story behind these slides, these two came in. These are all three for the same customer. These two came in and they wanted the Holosun K footprint milled, and then they wanted porting on them as well. But they did not have the optic. And, I tell my customers I need the optic, but for this job, I kind of made an exception because I have a few of these Holosun Ks. I also have a few of these EPS. So the EPS, although it looks different, these two holes up here, the recoil lugs are the same. So typically if the Holosun K fits, the Holosun EPS is going to fit as well. So I was pretty confident that I had enough optics in-house that if I made these to fit all of them, they were going to be good to go. So got the slides back, sent them to the customer, and got the email, hey, my optics don't fit, what can we do? So they sent them back, and they sent them with the optics as well as a third slide that they sent in. And what happened is they went with the Vortex Defender CCW optic, which again, technically is supposed to be the same footprint, but it would not fit on slides that were milled for a tight fit for the Holosun K. And I should have shown how these fit before I modified them here. So I can show you on this slide. So this is a fresh, mill slide. Well, it's back from Cerakote, but this is a slide that was milled for this optic. So this optic paired with this slide is a nice snug fit. You can hear it kind of snaps into place, and that is going to pass the shake test. That's a nice fit. This is the fit that I want to give you if you send in your slide for an optic cut, which is why I'm going to tell you that you have to send the optic in with the slide, or I'm not going to do the optic cut because I can't guarantee how your optic is going to fit. And I can show you these should be two identical optics, two Vortex Defender CCWs, but we can see this optic that does not snap into place. That is a looser fit, even though it is essentially the same optic. Now, it's not a bad fit. There's really no play in that. It's a pretty secure fit. It's just, it's not going to pass, that shake test, which is what I want to give you. So on these two that were cut for the Holosun K, I was able to go back. You can see I was able to go back and touch up the lugs there to get the Vortex to fit. And again, so we have three slides, but we still only have two optics. So the customer still has to get another one of these. So what I did is I kind of made these two other slides fit both of these. So again, that's not going to pass the shake test, but it's a nice, snug fit. There's really no play in it because I don't know which slide this optic's going to go on. And then if the other optic that they get, is closer to this one, we can see that's a tighter fit. Show you here on this slide. That's a tighter fit. So that optic, does fit just a hair tighter than this one. So we're going to find out here on camera. This is an RMSc footprint, hex wasp. I just got this in for another slide. So I want to see how this fits on the RMSc footprint here. Okay, that's actually, well, that's a little tighter. So it starts to go on. I don't know if you can see on camera. It really doesn't go down all the way. I think that the recoil lug holes there are just slightly smaller. So let's see, it'll probably be, yeah, so that, goes on, but I don't know, you can probably see right in here. It doesn't want to go down all the way on there. So again, this just reinforces that if you want to get an optic cut, you're going to have to send the optic in with the slide so that I can give you the fit that I want to give my customers. I don't want to do generic optic cuts that give you a sloppy fit like everyone else. I want to give you an optic cut that is going to be secure and that you're not going to have to worry about your optic moving under recoil and eventually working its way loose or screws breaking because there's play in the setup. This right here, we'll show you again. This is the fit I want to give you. Goes down, kind of snaps into place, and then it's on there. It's not moving. So I just wanted to show that today. Not all optics are created the same, which is why it is important to send your optic in with your slide. And then also on the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus, this is the 4-inch barrel. I'm going to have a video coming out soon showing the velocity testing and the recoil testing for the porting there. So keep an eye out for that. But if you want to send your slide in for an optic cut, I'm going to need the optic with the slide. Thanks for watching.